computer science video with me, Mr Goff, from MrGoff.com. This video will focus on the Internet. The Internet is a network of interconnected networks. Data travels from one network to the next. If data needs to cross continents, then it's likely it will use the Internet backbone, which is the collection of sub-oceanic cables that connect continents. Data travels on the Internet as packets. A data packet is made up of the data itself, often referred to as the payload, as well as a header that includes the sender's and receiver's IP address, the number of the packet and total number of packets in the transmission, and the protocol being used. There may also be a trailer that involves some sort of error checking. The Internet relies on packet switching to transmit data as efficiently as possible. This is where packets are sent across the Internet from one router to another along the fastest possible path. Each router has routing tables that keep track of the time to other routers that it's connected to, and these are regularly updated. For instance, when a router puts a package onto a particular path, then it needs to update that path so that it knows that there is more traffic on it. Because of the changing levels of congestion on different routes, due to different routers placing multiple packets onto multiple routes at the same time, packets may travel in different directions to reach their destination. That is, by the time the second packet is ready to be sent, the fastest route may have changed, and so it will be sent a different direction to the first packet. A data packet is given a time to live when it is created. This is a number of hops, with each hop being a trip from one router to another. After the hop limit is reached, the packet is discarded. This helps deal with packets that get lost on their way to their destination. If a packet doesn't arrive at the receiving end, it simply gets re-requested. As we have seen, the role of routers on the Internet is to check the destination IP address and send packets along the fastest route to their destination. When data has to be transferred between networks using different protocols, then a gateway is required. A gateway removes the header and adds a new header in the correct format for the new protocol, but is otherwise similar to a router in that it passes packets on towards their destination. A URL, or Uniform Resource Locator, is the full address for a web-based resource. It includes the method to access it, a fully qualified domain name, and the name of the file including any file path to reach it. A domain name is the natural language name we give to a website that we use to access it, such as MrGoff.com. A fully qualified domain name also includes the host, more often than not the World Wide Web, but it might in some cases also be FTP or mail. Each website has its own IP address, which is actually the location of the server on which the files are stored. Domain names are structured in a hierarchy. Top-level domain names include .com, .org, .net, and country and region-based top-level domain names like .uk and .eu. There are also second-level domain names like .co, .sch, and .gov, and third-level domain names that belong to specific organisations and companies. Full domain names are read from the bottom to the top of the hierarchy, for instance, anyschool.sch.uk or MrGoff.com. The domain name server system is used to translate domain names into IP addresses so their pages can be requested from the web server. First, a user types in a website domain they wish to visit into a web browser. A request is sent to retrieve the IP address related with that website. At first, the computer will check its own local records. It will have kept a cache of recently and commonly visited websites and be able to translate those directly to an IP address. Should it not find the required website there, it will be sent to its local DNS server. Here, it will check again to see if there's an IP address for that particular site. If there's not, it will be passed along to a larger regional DNS server that has more websites and IP addresses. If it's not found here at this regional DNS, it will be moved on to a top-level DNS server where the IP address will be returned, or the user will receive an error 404 file not found. Once the IP is returned, it's used to request a copy of the web page from the web server. Domain names are registered via the Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers, or ICANN for short. They oversee the 5 Internet registries that each hold a database of all domain names and who owns them in order to ensure domain names remain unique. That brings us to the end of this video on how the Internet works. Join me again soon when I'll be back with a video on Internet security. Use the resources at mrgoff.com to help you revise computer science. And until next time, it's bye for now.